Welcome back to It's Hard to Be LJ with Louie and my special guest, Alida. Alida, say hello.
Hi, friends.
Today's podcast is about friends with benefits and relationship issues and situationships, whatever you call them. Those relationships that you have that are not real, only you and only to you in your head, and your mental health. I think where I want to start is how I feel like for me, relationships, well, my situationships, I take very seriously. I don't know about you, Alida, but I take them very seriously, and I realize that other men don't take them seriously. And I think that's where I'm at. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I don't treat them as relationships. I treat them as like just like friends, but like that I have feelings for. Alida, where are you in your friends with benefits situations? What do you feel like? Do you feel like they're more friends? Do you feel like there's all benefits? Like, where are you in it?
Good question, friend.
Like, I feel like
it's very confusing.
Yeah, I feel like once the benefits part starts, it just like the friends kind of slips away, or like it becomes no friends and like all benefits.
It's confusing when you're friends, and when the friend makes the first move and you don't.
Yeah.
So when your friend makes a move, you respond to it thinking it's just gonna be cool. That's it. One time. That's about it.
Yeah, but I think once you start it, it's like it's hard. Once, I don't know, like for me, like once I get it, I'm not getting rid of it. Like, and like for me, like I've had friends with benefits that go on for years. Even like the ones that you don't even, the ones that you don't put names on, like even those ones, I feel like I hold on to them so much like more, like versus like when I'm in a relationship, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm done. Like this is, I'm washing my hands with this relationship.
I don't know, because I think it's hard for me personally, because I get very attached to people.
Yeah.
So when you get attached to people and you've been attached to them already because there was a friendship
prior,
before it all starting, and then when you start to question, what are you? That's where it gets tricky for me.
Yeah, I feel like I tend to fall in love like with my friends with benefits, and like this like weird like I like you and like I appreciate your company, but like still like live your life or whatever. But then it's like I don't know. I feel like the other person always forgets that friend part. Like I would still like to hang out. Like we don't have to like meet in the wee nights of the night and like only see each other in bed. And I feel like that's what happens all the time.
I think yes, but it also gets very confusing and very misconstrued when you're all in the same place.
Yeah.
You, that person, and everybody else. Because you know what you're doing. You know what you've done.
Exactly.
Now you're showing up, and then one of the two does something. It's going to irk the other person regardless.
Yeah, because now I feel like there's just like this, like, especially when friend groups are involved, it becomes just like awkward. Like we know what's going on, but no one else knows what's going on. So as soon as I feel like you're doing something that's being petty, now it's an argument that we're not gonna have this argument right now. We're gonna talk about this.
But we're gonna have it later.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this because I feel like I don't know, they do this like weird like making eyes with you, but like not at the same time. Like if you don't stop playing with me before I hurt your feelings,
or you're all hanging out. You know what you're doing and you know what you've been doing, and then you get a text from afar.
Yeah, literally.
And it's like, oh, you look good right now. And it's like I'm just standing here having a drink. I'm chilling with our friends.
Like, I'm just minding
my own business. I'm living my life. But then you leave, and then the texting continues, and then you're asked, hey, come over, da-da-da-da. But wait, this isn't how it's supposed to go.
Exactly.
I thought the rule wasn't that. I thought the rule was...
I always feel like the rules get a little fuzzy.
For one side.
Yeah. Like, I mean...
For one side.
I don't know. I'm Delulu. I, in fact, fall in love. Like, I do not care. And I will tell that person, and that's my issue. And then I'm like, I just don't understand why you don't like me back. Like, why?
I don't fall in love automatically. However, I start to have feelings.
No. That's the problem.
And then I shut down.
Yeah, dude.
And then when I shut down, I start to act up and act stupid. No, and then I'm calling you out on shit that I shouldn't be calling you out because I'm not dating you.
No, I just be like, I'm not doing all that. Like, I'd be like, you can still do whatever you want. But, like, the problem is like, I don't know. I'm just needy. Like, when I want you here, I need you here now. Like, I should not go months without seeing you. Like, why are you texting me, but I can't see you real life? Like,
no, I don't go months without seeing you. I don't go months without seeing you.
But I always feel like friends with benefits forget, like, they always want you on their time. Like, they never want to make space and time for you, like, you when you need it. Because, again, there's a give and take here.
It's the, hey, I want to hang out with you after I go to a concert with somebody.
Yeah.
But I'm not taking you to the concert. Just
exactly.
Know that.
Like, but, like, why? My other thing is, like, you could have just brought me to begin with. Like, most of the time, friends with benefits or, like, people that you're in these, like, situationships with, you have very similar interests with. Like, I feel like in one of my situationships, like, they like sports as well. They would go to, like, sports games and, like, some of them, yeah, I'm not a baseball fan, but, like they will go to, like, football games with, like, their partner.
Fake it, though.
No, I will fake it.
You will fake it for them.
Just to be around someone.
You'll fake it for them to be around.
But, like, I'm saying, like, I even be like, you, like, we're both grown now, like, let's catch a drink, and then they'd be like, oh, no. Or they'd be like, that's awkward. Like, how is that awkward? Like, I'm fine.
For me, it's awkward when you're now posting about the shit you be doing.
Yeah, but I also think that, like, with friends with benefits or, like, these people, you, like, they always forget, like, you can still, like, you can hang out as friends and then not have anything happen. That's always the hard part. Like, I feel like it always has to end in something. Like, there has to be some consolation prize here. Like, I personally just enjoy being around people, and then they'd be like, they don't, like, even say anything. It just be like this, like, we should have done this, like, later, or we could have done this, or, like, I don't know. I just feel like it always gets lost in the sauce.
I guess, yes, but I think for me, what's happened and what I've been noticing is you only want to hang out with me when you need it.
Yeah.
Not because you want to. It's when you need it.
Yeah.
So it's like you text because you need something at that moment, not because you want to do something. So it won't be like the before when it's just friends.
Yeah.
It's not, hey, let's go to the movies, let's just hang out, blah, 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 blah. Now it's like, hey, let's go to the movies. However,
there's this, like, extra.
There's something we need to do before we go to the movies.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you to the movies.
But, like, it's always like this. Something. It's always like this stipulation part of it.
And then when you say no, it's like
cancel the whole plan.
Cancel the whole plan, and fine, I'm now canceling for you. But I'm not canceling for myself because I'm going to go with the next bitch.
Yeah, I'm going to find someone else to go with. But, like, you have that issue where I feel like my people will find time for other people but not find time for me. Like, I feel like I continuously have these really awkward, like, I don't know, I go through, like, for example, like, my last, like, situationship that I had, like, I was talking to this person for months, like, literally, like, they were part of my friend group, we were taking them things, and, like, all of this happened, but I, like, let them know how I was and where I was in my relationship place. Like, it was post a breakup, it was, like, and not that it was, like, I don't need years and years and years to, like, get over an ex, but, like, I need my time to fully process myself, and I enjoy being by myself to do that. So, like, with that person, like, I had them there, they were in my life, we spent months together, and then, like, we grew like this, like, it was to the point where, like, we were so connected, however, I, like, let my intention be clear, like, I just want to be friends, and then at the end of it, they're like, you broke my heart. I'm like, how I break your heart when I was clear from day one?
You didn't sugarcoat anything from the
But then at the end of the day, if someone did that to me, I would be like, how dare you break my heart? Like, you fucking stupid bitch. Like, why would you play my feelings like this? And that's where I feel like I always I'm a hypocrite. Like, I will fully say, I'm a hypocrite.
You broke me.
No, literally, I'm a hypocrite. And I will take my L on that. But it's like, that's why I firmly believe that you can be fuck buddies with someone, but, like, it has to be just fuck buddies. As soon as you become friends, or as soon as you get into this, like, situation, like, as soon as there's dates involved, or, like, anything that has to do with feelings, it's like, it gets always lost in the sauce, and then it becomes this, like, really awkward thing.
I think for me, it's been hard.
Yeah.
I will admit the situationship that I find myself in is real hard. For various reasons. To start off, it started when I was not in a relationship. He was with somebody, but not with somebody official. Like, he was just,
but like they were just like talking.
They were talking to this person. So the way it starts is like, you've been my friend for 10 plus years. Cool. Great. We've always been real good friends. What I need, you'll be there. When
like,
you
I
need
support
I'll
you.
be there. Yeah. So you date this girl, you introduce me to this girl. Cool. Hi, nice to meet you. You're
like, this is my
beautiful.
this
Cool.
is my friend. Like,
this is my friend. You're gonna see her around because we've been friends for too long.
Exactly.
But then it's like, hey, as your friend, I want you to also find somebody for yourself. So let me introduce you to somebody. I personally to be physically attracted to you from seeing you. If I'm seeing you and I'm not attracted to you from seeing you, then there's no chance in hell it's gonna happen.
I'm sorry, but same. I am not like going to. I'm not one of those people that would be like, yeah, let's see if it can work over time. No. I know in the first 10 minutes.
No.
If it's gonna work.
Yes. And so, had I been where I am right now and thought about I was going to be in this situation, absolutely not, because in my head, I'm thinking, okay,
this is just going to be my friend forever.
It's going to be her friend forever, like, families know each other, cool, like.
Yeah, and then, but then on the same note, and I think that most people in the world can agree with this, it's hard to find platonic friends that you have, like, different, like, sex, like, oriented, like, just, like, different, like, genders in them. Like, for example, being a woman and having a straight man friend, being a straight woman, it's hard. So it's like, it's already like, people already assume that you're fucking. So then now that it like starts happening, it becomes this like awkward thing of like, you're exactly what people thought we were.
And it's hard also because I will be the first one to admit I am the most flirtatious person ever. I will flirt with. If I think you're a cute guy,
of course, even if you're
my friend, somehow I'm flirting with you, or it comes across that way sometimes.
Exactly. And like, you have, and I think that's something I've learned about you, is you have great witty banter with even people who are like and married for decades, because they get it, and it's just like this funny witty banter that they can have, especially men in relationships. And it's always these men who are single that get very uncomfortable, or like someone else, like another woman or someone else calling out how flirtatious you are. It doesn't, like, first of all, you are my business. Why?
Seriously.
Second of all, it's like, at the end of the day, I'm not fucking any of these people. I'm just like having a conversation. I'm having a good time.
Literally.
Like, and yes, but that's also like how you put yourself out there. What if one day you did flirt with the right guy and then that be the man you marry for the rest of your life? Like,
because this is the problem with my situation. Him and I can be with our friends, and our friends, there's always that one friend that catches things.
Yeah, like eye contact.
I have that friend in that same group that we all went to college with, who will be in that setting, and I could literally have no drink in my hand, for example, and here comes this one and goes, hey, do you want a drink? And I'm like, sure, grab me a drink.
But again,
so it comes off a certain way. So one of our friends will always call it out and say, y'all two are a little too.
Yeah, but like, it's
like,
very
exactly. You've known me for too long to not know that I'm already a flirt.
And it's also just very normal for friends to buy drinks. And I think the difference between your situation and the situations I put myself in is that you were friends first, whereas me, I always start with the fucking part, then I become friends. So then it becomes this awkward, like, we never were friends to begin with. So then I'm like, I just want my friend,
right?
But then I never actually had a friend to really be honest. Like, I think of the situation of our friend who is a liar. And I think that, like, I always talk about him and I tell everyone I like him, but like, I think that it stems from the fact that, like, yes, our sex is consistently great for like the type of relationship that we have. However, on the flip side, it's like, I'm always one of those people that wants to help people, and I feel like people never, like, he's already going through some stuff. Like, Louie, you do not need to go try to support this man.
But and you all want to, because that's the type of person you are.
Exactly, but it's like, at the end of the day, he needs to figure out his own bullshit. But I'm like,
but does he really?
But like, why can't I do it with him? Like, why can't I help him fix all his problems in his life?
For me, it is. You are right. Mine is different than yours because I've been friends with this person for 10 plus years. Yeah. The issue, I guess, stems with, I don't know if it would have been different had I been the one to persuade it first. Maybe,
but I think, like, even if you did, like, the thing is, like, he persuaded you, so then that's what made you be like, I can see him, like, as physical attraction. But, like, prior to that, you didn't like think like that. Like, oh, he's a
No.
handsome man. Like, oh, he's a great
Prior
guy.
to that, I was like the one telling him, you're such an asshole.
Exactly.
The way you be treating girls and the way you come across, the way you bring a girl over, and then I'm here with all your friends and we're looking at you crazy because you're literally trying to hook up with the girl, but you're also trying to hook up with the girl right next to her.
But I'm a firm believer in that.
Like,
this is the deal that most people fall in love, is that they always believe they can change the man, and the man is not to be changed. But, like, I don't know. I think that, like, life's gonna happen anyway. But I think that what I was trying to say is, like, hypothetically, you persuaded him, and then he was like, oh, no, that's not my vibe. Then that would have ruined your friendship. So, like, what if you said no? Like, do you think that you'd have been able to still be friends with him if you said no and he was, like, trying to pursue you sexually? Do you think you would have been able to be friends?
I think because of our history and because I, knowing myself, probably would have given him the reasons as to why no, because I know him, he would have been the first one to ask.
Like, why not?
Like, why not? It's only like
it's only sex. It's only like, this. That would have been his answer. Only a date. It's only like.
So for me, I think, had I said no, I think that's where like the full blown conversation of like the reasons.
But
why
you would have been able to be friends with him.
But
still.
I think it would have been very hard for him and I to be in the same room where, like, one, knowing I persuaded something and it didn't happen, but two, trying to figure out, wait, why did I do it in the first place?
Yeah,
I think that's what would have been hard. But on the flip side, him being the one that persuaded it, it's also hard now because he's moved away from thinking of me as his friend in the sense of, like, you do things that as my friend you wouldn't have done. Yeah,
if this was 3 years ago, you would not be having these One, you wouldn't be texting me like this. You wouldn't be having these conversations like this. You wouldn't be treating me like this. You wouldn't be making me feel like I'm some, like, second class person.
Because what also happens too is, like, even when he does drink. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're grown. We're grown. He can do whatever.
Exactly.
But my problem comes and stems from a lot of times is I'm sober. I'm in my home. I'm sorry. I'm just sleeping.
Men need to learn that we are not getting out of our beds after 12 o'clock at night. Like, I may do that one time, but let that one time be an exception. Be the one exception, because it is not the rule. I am not coming.
It does not mean you snap your finger and I'm jumping out of my
especially
bed.
when I'm laying down. I'm not getting up when I'm laying down.
But that's his problem.
Yeah.
He knows that because I've been his friend so long, and as his friends, I've always been I'm going to get up and go
support you,
fix your problem and support you. But now we've crossed the line of friends. Mm-hmm. Now, just because you snap your fingers and say you need me, but you don't need me to help you with something or support you with something. You just need me. You just need me because you need to get your stress out.
Exactly, but now I'm not
getting out of bed.
If I'm some stress relief, you can find a new person.
And then that's when the rest of the issue comes into play, and it's because, cool, you're not getting out of your bed, so because you're not getting out of your bed, I'm going to go and do something stupid. I'm going to post about it, and I know you're going to have something to say about it the next time we see each other. Do I have something to say about it the next time I see him?
Absolutely.
Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
Because you can't do that. And to me, the question is, and I've asked the question, do you do it because you think I have feelings for you, or do you do it because you have feelings for me?
Right. And just
which of the two is it?
I think it's just being honest. And I think that this situation you're talking about is great. And I think that I know you have another situation where you just, like, care about this person a lot and they're going through so much, and it makes you want to support them the best you can. And, but like, it gives you this, like, awkward, like where you are connected to, like it's the fact that his family is coming to you and he's going through things, and, like, you're able to be like, I want to support you, but he's not even in that mental space to support you. But I know, like, for myself, just, like, pivoting quickly, what's going to happen when you do get in a relationship? Like, where do you think this, like, what happens? I know for myself, like, I always, in my last relationships, because I've had these friends with benefits for a long time, I've struggled to cut them off. And, like, build, like, just, like, you know, like, how do I flip, like, this friends with benefits just to friends? Like, do you think you're going to have a tough time flipping that? Like,
it's funny. I'm not funny, but it's funny because I've thrown it out there. Mm-hmm. where we're like just hanging out.
And you're like, what's gonna happen?
And I've said, okay, this has been going on for
X, Y, and Z.
X, Y, and Z years at this point. I'm at an age where I want to eventually settle down.
Exactly.
I want to eventually have kids. Clearly, you're not at that yet, even though you're hitting that age where you should be.
Exactly.
Where you should be thinking of settling down and having kids.
Mm-hmm.
However, clearly you're not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
But if from now to next November, for example, I do have a relationship, I've asked what's going to happen, because the moment I go into a serious relationship, this me and you is not going to happen. It can't happen.
Yeah, and I think the question to ask them is like, do I get my friend back, or do I just
Or
like
do I lose?
Do I wash my hands with this and we're done forever and never and never? And
because for him, he'll throw it back and say, well, you know, like if whenever I'm in a serious relationship, which it has happened in many, many years at this point, he's only been going around and around, and I know it, but he'll throw it around and ask the question, and for me, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, because you don't I
know how to deal with whom he's dealing with.
Yeah, but it's like you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, and I think for me, like, I just try to rationalize it as like, could I go sit at a former Friends with Benefits wedding because we're actually good friends? Like, I don't think I could. Would I pull, like, if I became like great friends with a Friends with Benefits, like post Friends with Benefits, we're both in relationships, could I go sit at their wedding? Maybe. Would I want to? No. I think it would be a disservice to their partner.
You know what's funny though? I got mad at him one time because he said he knows I want to get married. Mm-hmm. He knows that's my ultimate goal. I want to be married. I want to start a family. Most of us will do. So he decided to that moment when we were having that conversation say, oh, well, I mean, we can always have that one last time before the wedding. And I go, do you listen to yourself? Do you just hear yourself?
So after a multiple year relationship I had to work through, the whole fiancé-ship, you're like, yeah, let's throw it away so that I can have it one night before. Like, you're crazy.
Like, what is, like, do you really listen to yourself when you just said this?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that when I'm done and I'm settling down, I'm done. Like, I'm at a, like, love them. Love these Friends with Benefits. I'm just thinking of all of them. I love them, like, so much in their own ways. But, like, since my last relationship, I struggled to let them go, and I think it was, like, the hindrance of my relationship. Because my ex-boyfriend was like, yeah, you just have all these friends. But it's not my fault. In the gay community, most of the friends you have, you've had sex with. Like,
right.
That's the hard part. Like, 95% of my gay friends I've had sex with.
I think for me, it's hard. And I think that's part of the reason I get scared sometimes to say yes to go on a date with somebody. Mm-hmm.
Because you have to get rid of, like, it's like you have to get rid of them.
Yes. Like, my fear, and it's happening now because
we're on, we have to move on
eventually. Currently, I have someone asking me out to a dinner and a movie. Like, in my mind, that is what I want to do when I go out on a date. Let's go to, dinner. Let's go to the movies. Or let's just chill and watch.
And I think what the thing we're missing is, like, with no expectations. There's no expectations that I have to go home with you. There's no expectations that you're getting anything out of this. There's literally just, like, let's go on a first date and see how I like your vibe.
You somewhere.
Like, let me see if I like your vibe.
But then I think I've gotten so used to it not happening that way that's what scares me about saying yes to someone that's not this person. Yeah. And then I guess in addition to it, it's like, if I go out, will I realize if I have actual real feelings for that other person? Yeah,
and it's like I said, you like them enough to, like, be still friends with them and still, like, be there in their situationships. On the flip side, I be in love. So then I'm like, how can I go on another date with someone if I love this man who doesn't love me back?
Well, that's also a debate I'm having. Internally.
Does he love you?
Like, Am I saying yes to him whenever he says, I want to see you? Because this is what throws me off sometimes, too. Mm-hmm. How he talks to me sometimes, even when he's not drinking, when he's sober, but he just wants to have a good night. Mm-hmm. and ended on a good night after like a soccer practice. For me, it's like, wait, why for starters are you calling me babe?
Yeah.
First, then you're like, but I really want to see you, but I really want to be with you. Like,
I went through a whole high school friends of benefits where we literally told each other we loved each other and that we cared about each other. But then in that same conversation, he'd be like, but I don't want to date you though. And I'm like, so like, fuck me then. And fuck everything I stand for. But it's okay. Like, I guess. So, but like, one thing for sure, I love me a good time. I love a good time.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, okay.
I love a good time.
I will admit this, and I've never told, like, maybe I've told a few friends. Mm-hmm. Maybe some do know, some don't. He is my first actual sexual experience. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know if that also plays into the part of why I'm so, like, aside from him being my friend, cool, but, like, also plays a part into why it's, like, easy for me to say yes to him.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer. I never told anyone this, but I'm a firm believer in that the first person that you feel like you've had an emotional... So, I have two. So, I have a first person that... Like, I haven't told you this, but I have a person I lost my virginity to back in the wee days. Then I have the first person I fell in love with. And I give... And it's like... My first person I had sex with, I don't talk to them anymore. However, hypothetically, they came back into my life. I think of that... I would be shocked. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Why? Because I get, like, it's not about power. It's about, like, they seen me before I was me. Mm-hmm. Before I was this, like, sex positive, like, open and, like, honest person with my sex life. They were there when I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing. On the flip side, my first love was literally, like, this man that he seen me come out. He seen me, like, in a very vulnerable state, so it like gives like I just like appreciate him for being there. So like if they call me right now, I have no offense, I'm getting up and I'm leaving.
Like for me, it's like sometimes it is emotional because he was my first. He's been my first. Mm-hmm. So like I feel like if I don't say yes, mind you, again, I have not been a confident like I will be the first one to say I have never been as confident as I am now.
Yeah. But
because
I think that in the generation we live in, the problem is everyone believes everyone's out here fucking everything, which is not true. Second of all, I think that just because you can be like positive and like self-confident in your skin, even if you're having internal struggle, you can be positive and like confident in your skin. People believe you're just being like this hyper sexual flirtatious person when that's not true. It's like I can be flirtatious in work, I can be flirtatious with the person at the bar, but at the end of the day, my legs are not open to them. I'm not going home with them. I'm not taking down numbers and having lines out the door. Like that's not real. And I think that everyone believes that just because you or people, I should just say people are out here like living life to the fullest that they can. Like we could go out to the bar and you can flirt with the bartender, but that does not mean I want to have sex with them. That means I'm
gonna like, hey, here's my number. Catch me later. I'm gonna be available.
No, that's not it. It's literally like, hey, I went to the bar and I flirted with the guy and he actually laughed and we had a good time and like me and my friends are like fucking cackling.
Sometimes you guys will be like, stop flirting with him. And it's like, I'm just a flirt in general. Like, that's
and then some of our friends are just saying spontaneous things to other women at the bar talking about you're pretty. So, I mean, like, I truly believe that I'm the...
Mind you, not drunk. Just
sober. But I'm a firm believer in that, like, I keep everyone humble. Like, girl, what are you doing?
Literally, you do. Because I will be the first one to say, like, out of all my friends... You are the one that if I'm acting a foolery of a person at a bar, you will be the first one to be like, excuse me. Like,
no, mind you, on the flip side, like you guys see me like in a very like calm state, and then I like leave for the night,
and then I get that call,
and then I'm like, and then I'm like, actually, I just found a new friends with benefits. I slept over at his house, and this is my man for now. Like, and I will in fact find me a man. Yes, I will.
You will do that 6 a.m. text saying, "Hey, just left the guy's home."
I am a walk of shame girly. But like, I want to, in the place I'm in, I'm not like, yes, I'm looking for the man for the rest of my life. But I'm 22 and I've been in 2 relationships. Great. And I've been in 15 friends with benefits. Like, why do I have all these sexual and like emotional connections with people, but I can't like tie it down?
Do you know sometimes, though, I do question that for myself because, again, because he's my first, because he's seen me like no other man has, because he's gotten to where no other man has, because, again, first one, there we go. I sometimes fear like, or feel more like he uses that too sometimes. Where like, oh, why are you not confident with this guy? So he's seen me around other guys and me flirting my ass off. Cool. But then he'll call me out for flirting with other guys. And then I then get that feeling of like, wait, are you using the fact that you were my first one and you've seen me a certain way? Yeah. Now against me because I may be leaving with somebody else.
But you also, on that same note, were friends beforehand. So he's seen you like looking for people. He's seen you in college, like talking to other guys. So it's like now because we've had these encounters, I can't just have my friend who's there to be my wingman at the same time. It's just like this weird phenomenon.
And it's also funny because back in college, there was one guy that we all worked with this one guy during the summers and stuff. And I did I will be the first one. I was not the college girl that I'm going to stay over a guy's dorm room. No, we're not. That was not going to happen. However, it was summer. We were counselors. We were now adults.
We are, in fact, adults.
And we continue to be, in fact, adults. But at that time, I was like, my room is across the other, campus. Long campus. I don't feel like walking. It's dark out. It's too... No, thank you. So, my first thing was like, hey, can I just stay over?
Yeah, because Kingston gets spooky.
It gets real spooky.
It gets even spooky out there.
Not Halloween day. It's just
spooky, girl. It's spooky out there.
I was like, hey, can I just...
Sleep here.
Sleep here. And this friend of ours was like, yeah, I mean, that's fine. Why are you upset now that we, remember things? You're like, wait, I was your first, but you slept in his dorm. Just because I slept in his dorm
does not mean
I actually slept with him.
Men believe that because you are friends with another man, or that you can have other friendships or talk to other people or be around the people, you could go out with another guy friend to lunch or dinner and they'll be like, wow, now you're going on dates.
I mean, granted, did I sleep in his t-shirt? Yes.
But again, that doesn't
mean I was sleeping with him.
Exactly. Just because, and now.
Did I want to? I mean, hey.
But
he was beautiful.
And I think this is where I want to go with this conversation. It's why is it so hard to cut off these friends with benefits? Why is it hard to, I feel like for me, it's so hard to get rid of them. When it's done, when I'm so, I'm not, it's not even about infatuation. It's about, I'm so invested in this friends with benefits or this man or these people that, now that I'm all right, I need to give up them. I need to be done. I just can't get rid of them. I'm so tied in. That I can't even let them go. So I think the question is, why do you think it's hard to let friends with benefits go versus if I was in a relationship with a guy, I could easily go months without talking to them and be fine.
I think for me it's because I know for a fact that letting go of him as a benefits portion of it is also letting go of my friend. Yeah. Because I am 100% sure. And I mean, again, I may be wrong. Many times I've been wrong. But that is what I feel will happen the moment that I say to him, hey, even if it's not because I'm going into a relationship, I've begun a relationship with somebody, even if it's just one day I wake up and I'm like, I can't just keep doing this. This is just not, okay for my mental health, for my physical health, whatever. I just know for a fact that the moment I say it's done, the friendship can potentially stay there, but it won't be the same. Yeah. Or the friendship could be completely over.
I've had a friends with benefits since summer of 2017, which is when I was in sophomore going into my junior year of high school. I've been out of school for 4 years now. I'm still talking to them. It was the first day. Yeah. I'm at a place now where I can't even imagine not talking to him. I've talked to him every day.
And that's my thing.
For years. How can I let them go?
Like,
how do I just be like done?
Like, that's my thing too. Like, our friends, you know, you've said it too, like, stop lying to yourself and don't say you've blocked him, because you can block him for a phone number, but that doesn't mean you blocked him on social media, and that's where you get all your information.
Literally, like,
you don't get it through a text.
I've been dropped. I've been told that I'm holding them back. I've been told that I'm for pretty much foolish for having feelings for this man. But then in the same conversation, they're still texting me every day like, I appreciate you, I love you, and I want to be around you. And to me, it's just like why waste my time then? Like, just like I'm a firm believer in just let me go.
Well, I mean, we have a friend who we love dearly who decided to call me out and say that I have feelings for him, and then I had a whole emotional breakdown because, I mean,
it's like,
I have feelings for
like, I don't hate him.
Maybe I'm just lying to myself, and maybe I do have feelings for him.
But at the end of the day,
at the end of the day, I know I can't be with him.
Yeah, exactly. You have to protect your feelings. I can't
be with him because, for starters, if right now as a friends with benefits he's not protecting me, what gives me assurance that if tomorrow we decided, yes, let's be in a relationship, how can I be sure that he's going to protect me as his girlfriend or protect my feelings as his girlfriend?
Yeah. So, I think it's tough. I think that I don't know. I just feel like...
And our friend enjoys asking me if I have feelings.
Yeah, I've... On the flip side, I do fall in love and I do be having feelings for these friends with benefits. Why? Because, again, I will take my 5 minutes. I will take my little bit and I will run with it. You gave me an inch. I'm that bitch who took an inch and ran with a mile. Like, oh my God, he loves me forever and ever. And this is my man forever. And like, I'm sorry, but I will envision us having 3 kids and a wife. And I mean, I am the wife. I became his wife. I have a white picket fence. This is my new house. Like, I'm at his family dinner. Like, and that's just like the Delulu that I fully live in. And I will, in fact, live in it.
I think for me, the other issue too is like, he knows too that if I wanted to, I can be in a relationship with anybody I want. Mm-hmm. But he'll also use that and say, hey, I know you can, but obviously you're not. So like, we can keep going. We can keep going. And I will take it as far. Because the other issue with him is like, it's when he says and how he says. Mm-hmm. It's never what I want or how I want it. So if right now he were to text me and say, hey, come over, he thinks by snapping, hey, come over, I need to drop everything I'm doing and come over.
But that's not real. That's never been real. It's never going to be real. Like, men and their delulu about the world that they live in because they believe that women jump, skip, and hop for them when, at the end of the day, if he was giving you something to jump, skip, and hop over, if he was treating you like the person that he knows you are, like, I don't know.
But the thing, too, with him is it's like, one day he'll do something cute to overcompensate all the bad things, because he thinks that by doing that, the next time he asks me, I'll say, yes, sure, because last time you gave me a dinner with candles.
I'm sorry, but I'm to take my dinner with candles. That's my issue. I will, in fact, take my dinner with candles and say, yep, this does reset everything that you've done bad.
For me, it's like, it does it for a minute, and then I start getting all that, like, feelings in my stomach and, like, little butterflies, and I'm like,
yes. So,
maybe.
So, just like...
Do they have...
So, like I said, I will, in fact, shake my ass for some cash and let a man do some things to me that I know I shouldn't. But I don't care because...
Even if you know he treated you like an ass?
For a great gift, yes, I will. Yes.
So are you telling me, as my friend...
I will, in fact...
That you will be okay if I say, hey, friends, this boy has decided he's going to give me a whole candlelit dinner.
No, not you guys. If you are like, I'm like, that nigga's still a piece of shit. But if I do it, it's okay because I'm Delulu.
Because you're Delulu. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. You're better than me. Like, you're supposed to be better, and you're supposed to have better standards. I don't know. I feel like and again, it depends on the guy. Like I think that it's very situational, and some guys I'll let do that. On the other hand, if I feel like I'm not getting the right energy from a guy, I'm like, I'm done with you. So like, for example, like I remember I had a man bring me like my favorite snacks to work, and I was like, oh my god, my god, my god, my god. On the flip side, knowing damn well he wasn't coming out no time soon.
You know, damn well he
like nothing was gonna happen. Like it was just like what.
But it was a cute gesture.
Exactly. So.
See, I have a thing where he always does. Before this whole thing went down, he was a very hands-on gesture type of person. As my friend, he was always like, hey, sending you coffee. Hey, I'm sending you this. So like any job I had, like he knew the day before if I had a rough day, the next day there was already coffee on the way to my job.
That's what I like. I'm not saying like I expect a man to be like some of our people and like come with flowers to my job for Valentine's Day, but I
would love it.
But I just want a man to go out of his way. And I was talking to
our friend.
Yeah, our friend, and I was telling them how when I was in my last relationship that I didn't go out of my way ever. So like my brain chemistry was never like, oh maybe they had a rough day, like I should like have flowers for them, or like maybe I should like take them on a date out of like the normal. And like now the place I'm in, I'm like, I think that like that's all the things I want to do for the next partner, and that's all I want done for me. Like I feel like I always overextend myself in ways for men that like I never get it back. Why? I don't know. I just feel like why will I take the extra leaps and bounds to be around someone for an hour that I really like, friends with benefits or relationship wise, but on the flip side, like I won't find a man who just wants to be around me. So that's why I don't even want to be a situationship. My next relationship, the next man in my life, I want them to be infatuated with the idea of being with me. Like I don't want to have to deal with this continuous of like, I like you. Let's just talk. Let's just be friends. I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm not ready for like if you're not ready for a relationship, then you can't.
And that's where it's, sometimes I think I'm the problem. Like sometimes I'll sit back and say, "Am I the problem or are they the problem?" Because
it's always a little bit of both.
Because I think for me, and it might be that I have a problem on my end, and my problem is always. It's always been in anything that I do or that I try to do. And it's an issue that I've obviously been working on because, as my friends, you know what a lot of my issues are. But I do tend to many times whenever I am dealing with someone to compare myself to anybody that they've dated and or been with before. So for me, it's always a question of like when this guy says something to me like, you look good today, or yesterday for Thanksgiving, for example, I post a picture, damn, you look good. For me, it's like, do I really though? Why are you saying this? Is it because you want something from me at this moment? Or are you saying it because at the end of the day, you're supposed to be my friend? So you want to just like, hey, you do look good.
Hype me up.
Yeah, like you look good, like whatever. But then if I post something else where I'm not looking that way, I'm looking like a hot mess, it's like you won't make a comment. So it's like
if I don't hypersexualize myself, will you still not? Will you still compliment me the same way? And I think my question moving forward is, if they asked you on an actual date to be an actual like, I think that I like you and I want to take you out and I want to be your partner. Do you think you are in a place for this person that we're talking about for that to happen? Like if they really want to take it seriously, could you do the same? Or would you allow it?
I think I would. I mean, I think because I'm comfortable with them, because I know what I'd be getting myself into.
Yeah, but I think that you're like.
But would I have my doubts?
Yeah, and I think that, but I think your hesitation stem from what I'm hearing from our conversations, that your hesitation stems from like his previous experience, like relationship wise, how he treats people and all this stuff. But like I think, and then I think like for you, you also think like like I'm different though. Like everyone always believes like, oh, I'm different. I'm gonna be
Mhm.
the different one. I'm gonna be the one that
Right.
changes the same cycle. But like, I don't think that.
But what actually makes me different? And that's the question I always ask him.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he'll wake up all of a sudden one day, again sober, no
Mhm.
drinking, and because he's done, I've seen both sides
Mm-hmm.
where he'll do it both ways when he has drinks and when he doesn't have drinks, and he'll say, "Oh, you look nice today. You really look good. I really want to be with you." But in what context do you want to be with me?
Mm-hmm.
Because he likes to throw that out too much.
Mm-hmm. It's
like
getting lost in the sauce now.
And again, going back to yesterday, it's like text, "Hey, I want to see you. Stop being fake." My question is, how am I being fake? I just don't want to hang out with you because every time I hang out with you, it becomes like almost an attachment to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't want to deal with it many days. And then you're in return, you're now saying, he knows when I say something like that, he'll come back with, "But I really want to see you and I really want to be with you." And he knows that catches it.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if this happens to you, but when I do see my friends with benefits for the first time in a while, it gives me a nice reset.
Yes, it does.
And I'm like on the high for a minute, and I'm like, I don't need to see you no more. You're good.
Oh, for sure. Like I'll stop seeing him for a few days. He then somehow, somewhere, he can read me from afar or something, because he'll know I have an off day.
Mm-hmm.
He'll text and be like, "Hey, I want to hang out with you today," and I'm like, yes, let's do that, because I
need it too.
Yes,
I need it as well.
But is that really healthy for me?
No,
because now you're putting me in a position once again, and I'm putting myself in a position once again to doubt what's actually happening. Because again, I've struggled with confidence before. I may be the most confident or feel the most confident now,
mm-hmm.
but I also haven't tested the waters with someone else to see me like he's seen me before in my most like vulnerable state.
But like I said, I think that you have another situation where you like this one. I think that like he likes you in like maybe a friend way, maybe a sexual way, and we just like don't know because we're not really. But I think on the flip side, you have a situation where you like someone and they're just not there.
Yes. So yes, you know that other one.
Yes, where I think that like it's like I have this person that I really like and I really want. I want to be in a relationship with them, and I can see something happening here, but like they're not in a place to meet me there.
Correct.
Then it's like continuous heartbreak. I feel like when stuff like that, because it's like I want, and I think this is where me you relate. And it's like I want this man. I'm ready to bend my back to support this man. I'm ready to get him whatever he needs, be there, and like for his shoulder to cry on. But they're not even giving us that. Like they're not even pulling the rope out there.
Right, and this is the part that makes it emotionally crazy for me. And I get very emotional when I talk about it. I will not get emotional today, but I get emotional. Not today. Other days you've seen it, but not today. I get very emotional because you know what I went through all summer, and then when we went into full-time job, from personal to professional, you've seen the struggle from June through literally September. And it was a lot. My dad's situation was just the icing.
Like to have like
that.
Like I feel like you were having like relationship stuff where like the person that you cared for was like not only missing in action, but was like literally very much when they did pop back up was like going through so much that they couldn't even be there.
Right.
So then for you to have like family stuff go on and then have your own personal stuff, I think that like, and then to have this other man just like deluluing, getting drunk with bitches in the club, and I feel like it was just like a lot, and I think that like it's like how do I balance that? Right. And I just think back to myself when I was younger, and I used to be able to balance 6 friendships, 6 situationships at the same time. I'm like, girl, I can barely talk to someone more than 10 minutes.
Literally, and I think that's what's also been bothering me, and why I've like, as much as I'm checked in, I'm even more checked out between the two of them to an extent, because that's why it's like that growth of like now I'm like, not that you're like done, but you have to get to a point where it's like I'm not getting what I need from this. Friends of benefits eventually gets to the point where it's no longer fun. Gets boring too. Yeah, I want companionship, I want a partnership, I want a friend who I also am dating that can actually like, where's the hey, can you just come over? Let's just hang out. Let's just watch a movie. Let's just be like, let it be.
You're eventually gonna have to get to the point where like you're about to, like, you're 32. You're gonna get to 35, and you're gonna want to be married. You're gonna get to.
Oh, I'm already there, friend.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna get to eventually. If I'm not married by 35, 36, 37,
you already know my plan for the time I'm 35.
But
like,
I'm saying, like, it's like, yes, I want to be a strong, independent woman and live my life, and like I don't need a man. On the flip side, a man would be great. Like,
yes.
And then to see, like, I feel like I talk about this a lot. And I feel like I go on social media and I see people living the life I want to live.
Yes.
Not in the sense of like,
for sure.
Not in the sense of like career, but like I don't like even watching like couple videos because I'm like, I can't even. The man I like is treating me like I'm some second class bitch.
Like,
but on the flip side, I see the people in the same kind of situations falling in love in different states.
Yes. Like, how did I just hook up with you, have a good old time, and then you're like, all right, I gotta go to soccer.
Yeah. Or like,
what?
You know, and I think this is another thing. You see someone who says like, oh, I'm not ready to be in a relationship or whatever. And then you see them out with people.
Yes.
Or you see them on dates.
Well, that's where I'm seeing both sides. So I have the one where it's fun. I hang out with you. We hook up. Mm-hmm. You've been my friend. I know what I've, in quote, gotten into, whatever. Yeah. Then I have the other side of like, this is a guy that I know I can see myself with. Mm-hmm. And I cannot lie to myself and lie to my friends and not be truthful. This is the person that I love. This is the person that I 98% am sure I'm in love with. However, he has not been with me through this whole process, like from mental health through personal. Yeah. He's been going through his things. I get it. But I've always been there to pick it up.
But like, I always think like when you're in this weird partnership with people called relationships, you have to put yourself aside to be like there for your partner. And that makes look like I'm going through some mental things, but I'm here for you as well. And we can both go through our mental things together. It could also be like, I'm having a tough day and I need my space for today, and I'll be here for you tomorrow, and we'll address it later. But like, I don't know. I feel like when I'm the only one who's there for the other person, shit, it's not gonna get. I don't.
Because my thing is, it's like, how am I always the one texting you, being like, "Hey, how's your day?"
Yeah,
cool. Like, where's my "Hey, how's your day"?
Or I don't feel like you're meeting me in the middle. Like I'm not gonna lie, I hate when a man says good morning every day. Why? Because I know I can't commit to saying good morning back.
Yes.
I wake up and I go to work and I am exhausted.
Yes.
I don't text in the morning. I don't talk in the morning. My students don't talk to me in the morning. But then like, I can commit to checking in on you.
Yes.
I can commit to asking you how your day was after work. Like that stuff I can commit to.
Like I understand. Aside from the one that I'm hooking up with, cool. Mm-hmm. With this other one, it's like I know what his struggles have been. I know he has abandonment issues. He's made it very clear, and he didn't even have to make it clear. You can see it. You can feel it. You can sense it. You can see it. But how is it that your family is reaching out to me to see how you're doing, but I don't even know how you're doing because you're not communicating? And when you do communicate, you still lack communication because, again, how do you text me 3 days ago and say, "Hey, how are you?"
It's giving surface level conversations, love. It's giving my man don't really appreciate me but wants me in his life. But like he wants you to be there, he wants you to be fully in it with them. But then on the flip side was also like, hey, I'm going through things, so I need space. Make up your mind.
And then gets upset if I don't ask him. Like, here's the other side of it. He gets upset too. Mm-hmm. And he'll say, hey, you haven't even like texted me in days. And I'm like, yes, however, my dad was just in the hospital.
Yeah, like I have my own
lost.
I have my own things and I haven't heard from you in God knows how long, and where have you been at? But yeah, you're gonna text me and be like, I need XYZ, I need hugs, I need money, I need life, I need good vibes. Like, oh girl.
And then you have my friend who knows that I'm very, like there for my parents. Like I will admit, like anything my parents need, I give. And you have him like, well, let me know if you need anything and if you want to hang out later. No, my dad's in a bed.
I need to just be here.
like
I'm sorry, I just can't. I think what to like quickly end. I think that what we're hearing is that this life is hard and that like friends and benefits are not going to get any easier, and I think that we already know that
ever.
But I also think that we're honest and truthful about the fact that we have our own feelings that we're going through and our own situations that we're dealing with, and it's important to like put yourself first and like find actual men who actually care about you and want to take you on dates and want to bring you places and do things that you actually want to do
and not hide me.
Yeah, because we're not sneaking in the middle of the night. We're not doing that anymore. We're grown and we have to grow the fuck up. I think that's important. And I think yes, friends with benefits are hard, and I think situationships are even harder. And I think that it's like as you continue to grow as an individual, you'll realize like every situationship is a place to grow from. And like yes, you have to get rid of them. Yes, you have to grow from them. Yes, but eventually you'll find that person that supports you and is actually there for you, that you'll have like children with, and you'll have that white picket fence, your own version of white
next November, friends. Next November.
Yes, the goal is to be in a relationship by next November. And I think as I continue to end the podcast, I think that is just good to say we've had those situations. We're growing. We're in a place of like we're actively searching for people who want to be in our lives, who want to support us, who want to be there for us, and we can find people that we can actually support and be in their lives. So, as we end per usual, I think that it's important to say friends and benefits are hard.
And they suck.
It's hard to be Alida. It's hard to be our friends. It's hard to be in friends with benefits. And this is also, remember, it's always hard to be LJ. And I think that's the end of that. Period.